Speaking out about disabilities with Aaron Donaghey. Insights from MIT staff.
My name is Aaron Donaghey. I work as the supervisor of event planning and campus activities in the Student Center. I work with mostly student groups and departments on protocol and correct processing of events and making sure everything goes the right way so that they can have their big day and enjoy it without having anything go wrong. My disability is considered called quadriplegia or tetraplegia. I had a spinal cord injury when I was in high school. I was involved in a single car accident and broke my neck at the what they call cervical 5th and 6th neck level. So the higher up you go, the worse off your disability is, or your paralysis is. So think of Superman as like C1. I'm a C5-6, so I have a little bit more arm movement, can breathe on my own, all different things. So each level is a very important step. The lower you go, you might be considered paraplegic, and use maybe a manual chair. I use a power chair to help me get around this vast campus and all the work they make me do. So I enjoy doing a lot of different things. I'm a member of the Screen Actors Guild, so I do a lot of background work for film and movies in the area. When it comes up, I'm the token wheelchair guy. I do a lot of different types of friends, so we go out for dinners, film, hanging out. I have a big family, extended family, so I like to spend a lot of time with them. So I'm pretty busy outside of work as well, so I have a good active social life. Some helpful ways people can offer me assistance. That's kind of a tricky question. I don't need too much assistance outside of what I do in the morning to get ready for work and things like that. At the workplace, I try to be as independent as possible and in my outside life. But just having a conversation with people, I think people start to realize what I might need, that I'm vocal. I'll say something if I need it. Specifically my work life, it's been great. As I mentioned, MIT is very great with accessibility. One of the things that makes my life easier here as an employee is a reasonable accommodation request. That's kind of when you come in and there's something that might help modify your job a little bit, that can make it easier, and my office has been great with that. We worked with the Attic Lab, which is the assistive technology lab, and we were able to get a wireless keyboard and a wireless headset so that I'm not kind of stuck at my desk. I don't have the cord hanging me down or keeping me in one location. I can kind of roam around the office. I think people come at you from a place of kindness and goodness a lot of times and think that they're trying to help with something they perceive you might need help with. Again, I'm lucky I don't run into it too much where people are running over and grabbing at me or trying to put things in my lap or run by me to grab the door. I mean, I'm pretty self-sufficient that way. And MIT is great access-wise, so you can do a lot of things independently, which is very nice. A couple of different stories. One time, sometimes people talk very loudly to me thinking I'm deaf, just because they don't know. They're coming, again, from a place of kindness, and what they have dealt with in life is kind of what they know about disability. So maybe someone that knew somebody that was hard of hearing thinks everybody with a disability is hard of hearing. I one time went out to breakfast with my mother, and we were at the Bickford's Fine Dining, and the waitress came over and asked my mother what she was having, and sometimes people ask people I'm with what I might want. Regardless of the situation, they think I can't speak. But again, they just don't know any better. Asked my mother what she wanted and turned to me and screamed at me, "What would you like?" So I turned right around and ordered my whole breakfast in the same tone and watched her turn very red, but I think she learned her lesson that day, but she won't scream at anybody anymore. Preconceived notions, there's a ton of them when it comes to people that use chairs, that we're super inspirational at all times, or we're super jerks, and that we're miserable and no one wants to be near us. Don't talk to my family about that, they might say something. A lot of times people think people with disabilities are asexual, don't have any sort of personal relationships. They drive too fast. That's one of the things that drives me nuts, is People tell you to slow down in your wheelchair and you just want to turn around and run them over. Things of that nature. I guess if you're not someone with a disability, just try to keep an open mind when you do meet somebody. I feel like a lot of times people shy away from people with disabilities because they're so other than what they think they are. My disability was one step away. I was a non-disabled person up until I was 17 years old. And in 1 second, one thing happened and turned my life from an able-bodied person into a pretty severely disabled person than when I was younger. But it didn't change who I was. It kind of made me stronger. So you might meet some of the strongest people. You might meet some of the most resilient people you've ever met. You might meet someone that's pretty funny, or you might meet someone that's a jerk. I can say we're just people.
Thank you for watching Speaking Out About Disabilities, brought to you by DSLX Life Learning and the Disability Employee Resource Group.